Hi, this is Caroline Nixon, and today I'm going to be sharing with you step 6. We are on step 6 of the 10-step process to releasing weight, to loving yourself slimmer. So I'm not going to recap all the steps every week. I will ask you, however, how you're doing with them. Let me know. Especially, let's see, last week was about water and hydration. Did you watch that video? What'd you think? Are you drinking more water? Are you adding more hydrating foods to your day? Today is, so step 6 is all about adding, and this one's, let me just do trigger alert. This step is probably the most challenging for most people. Because of how we were brought up. Okay, so step 6 is adding more nutrition into your day, more nourishment into your day. I have some notes over here. I want to make sure that I touch on all the points. So this goes back to step, hold on, let me up here. This goes quite hand in hand, as all of these steps do, with step 3, which is all about your beliefs and your programming. So if you believe, if you were taught, if you learned from a young age you have to eat XYZ to have a slim figure, or you can't have XYZ to have a slim figure, whatever you believe, whatever you're plugged into, imagine an electrical socket. It's like my favorite, I'm super visual. I love that visual of you are literally plugging your energy, like I see. When I look at people intuitively, I often see little filaments, which are beliefs, little ribbons of light, that kind of thing, cords, hooks. You might have heard of all of these terms. I see that a lot with people, and it's like what they're plugged into. Okay, so what beliefs are you plugged into? I will tell you this, and I wrote all of this down because I'm really pretty passionate about this. This is tricky for most people because you have literally been indoctrinated from birth, okay, and from past ancestral lines, because we pick up a lot of these beliefs from our family, well-meaning, and we pick it up from science. Science says this. Well, let me just ask you this. How many times has science come out and studies have shown, and then 2 years later, 10 years later, 20 years later, they realized that that was really old, bad science. They used to tell, they used to say smoking was awesome. They used to tell women to drink alcohol when they were pregnant. I know that my mother-in-law was told to drink Guinness beer when she was pregnant because it was high in iron. Okay, science is now moving away from that. So what's to say that what we're learning now isn't going to be, out-studied or out-scienced in a couple years from now? Okay, so just keep that in mind when you're super holding tight to your belief that you have to only eat XYZ or you can't have XYZ in order to release weight. Take a deep breath. Okay. But we've been indoctrinated about what to eat, when to eat, how to eat. We've grown up in a society, in a collective consciousness that celebrates with food, that consoles with food. Okay, food is considered a reward. Even still in classrooms, kids are given sugar when they are good. Or, you're bad, you can't have dessert, or you just think about, it's kind of mind-blowing. It's kind of mind-blowing. I'm going to let you sit with that for a second. Let's see. Oh, okay, and another thing that we can sometimes plug into is that, this way is the only way that this is the only diet, the only way of eating that works, okay, to release weight. Spoiler alert, if you go on YouTube or you start Googling different diets, and some of these people are doctors or nutritionists or this or that, and they have their way of releasing weight, it funny how two different people can have two completely opposite ways of eating, okay? Case in point, you have to be vegan to be spiritual and to release weight. No, you have to be a carnivore diet. Carnivore diets, they only eat meat products, or keto, or Whole30, or paleo, or blah, 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 or blah, 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 or blah, blah, blah. Okay, it is no wonder people are crazy around all of this weight release stuff because they've been told or they watched a YouTube video, and these people who have come up with these ways of eating, and they have their science. Each one of these people has their science to back up their stance, by the way, okay? And it can become very confusing, and it can become overwhelming, and it can get really like, oh, forget it, I don't even know, forget it, F it, I'm just gonna do whatever. Are you there yet? You might be. Here's the thing to remember, is if you ask a million different people how to release weight, you're going to get a million different answers. If you ask, a bunch of different people how they did it, like success stories, you're going to get a myriad of answers, okay? Because what works for one person may not fully work for another. So this is where, when I say add nutrition to your day, this is where you got to dig. Okay, this is where I help people. So if you're really needing some assistance, I do offer one-on-one 30-day really intensive healing packages. Let me know if you need help with that. Because I go in with, based on what you're eating currently, and then I look at that, and then there's some healing you can do. I have modalities that can help with that. I also have the healing modalities that can help break certain habits, addictions. I absolutely think that packaged foods that we are being sold are filled with chemically laden, yes, even the keto stuff, even the healthy stuff is filled with crap, and it's addictive. So you really do have to address that if you're eating a lot of that. But a lot of it's beliefs as well, okay? A lot of it is just not knowing what to eat. So if you need help with that, I intuitively go in and we come up with a plan for you. But I want you to just remember that what works for one person may not work for you. This is where it's important to really begin to build a strong connection with your body, asking it what it needs. And if you're saying, my body needs jelly beans, no, your body does not need jelly beans. That's your inner child maybe that wants the jelly beans. But so when I was sort of thinking about this video today, and from my own experience, I kind of received an answer. I channel my guides, and I received that it's really good to make your food, okay, an experiment for yourself, and coming to it from a place of curiosity. And so one exercise that I invite you to do, if you choose, okay, is to eat. So eat your meal, whatever your meal is, okay? Whatever your meal is for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, or if you intermittent fast, or if you, whatever you do, okay? A million different ways to move through life, okay? Notice how you feel about an hour after you eat that meal. 30 minutes to an hour. Just notice how you feel. Do you feel energized? Do you feel ungrounded? Do you feel so tired that you need to go take a nap? Do you feel anxious? Do you feel irritated? Some foods can make you feel super irritated. If my husband eats too much salt, it spikes his blood pressure and he gets really red and he gets really irritated. And that can be other things as well, okay? There's always an emotional component to everything, and trauma and all that sort of thing. But I'm just saying some foods will have a certain effect on your body. Case in point, if I eat a sandwich, which I don't really eat a lot of bread anymore, hardly ever. But if I do, first of all, I'll do some healing work on it, all right? I'll do some energetic allergy healing and I'll do my stuff. But even still, I find for me, most of the time, it makes me sleepy. It's just too many carbs. It's too many carbs for my body. And that's just how it is. So I can choose to eat it and I can bless it. And I also advise, this is my advice to you, is to bless everything that you eat. Bless it. Thank you so much. Put your hands on it. If you're a Reiki healer or a healer, everybody's a healer, I believe, with intention, but you can just, oh, thank you for this food. That's why people say prayers before they eat. Do something and really acknowledge the food on the plate and come at your meal feeling very relaxed, okay? Taking a few breaths if you need to really come into your body so that you're really experiencing the food that you're eating, because a lot of us mindless eat. You know what I mean? You're watching a show. I mean, why do you think they sell so much popcorn in the movie theater? First of all, it's buttered and salted, and I'm going to say it's the salt that's more, it's like, whoa, so salty, and you just eat it and eat it and eat it. And anytime, just a little fun fact here, anytime you add a lot of fat to a starchy carb like popcorn, it kind of messes with your hunger response, and you just kind of keep eating. Your hunger hormones go haywire and you just eat the whole darn thing. But you're watching a movie and you're just eating, and then you look down and the whole thing's empty and you're like, oh my God, what happened? Because you're mindlessly eating. You're watching something on a big screen and you're just shoveling it in, okay? So it's just about being aware, really. And at this point, I'm not telling you what to eat. And in fact, I will never tell you what to eat and what not to eat unless we're working together one-on-one, because I can get information intuitively for you, knowing very well that that can change depending on what's going on in your life and where you are in your hormonal cycle. So recap. Add more nutrition to your day. Add more nourishment to your day. You can even say something like, will this nourish me? Will this apple nourish my body? Will this steak nourish my body? Look at your beliefs. Do you believe you can eat steak and release weight? Do you believe you can eat carbs and release weight? Okay? Just depends on where you are. And if you have a really strong response to this video and to what I'm saying, you're like, yeah, but, you might want to look at that, because that is where you're plugged in. So those are your beliefs. You can choose to stay plugged in and to have those beliefs. I'm not here to tell you not to be a vegan or a carnivore. I am not invested in what you eat. But ask yourself, is what I'm eating nourishing my body? Is what I'm eating helping my body release weight? Those are your questions. So if it's working for you, keep doing it. Yay! If it's not, take a step back. Really pay attention to how you feel after you eat. You can even begin to pay attention of how you feel before you eat. Are you stressed out and you want to just go grab something? How many people do that? Or, you just want to go make a run for the border, AKA getting some fast food because you're busy or you're stressed or you don't feel like cooking and da-da-da-da. Just notice. It's about noticing, because you can't change what you're not even aware of. I mean, you can a little bit. You can do some healing and kind of pull stuff. I'm not saying you can't do that. I do find that once we can make those connections for ourselves, 10 days before my period, I really, am craving XYZ. Okay, so maybe I need to look at that. Is there an emotion there? Maybe there's a mineral or a vitamin that I'm not getting. Okay, how can I get that? It's about being curious, about being almost like a little bit of a detective and using your body kind of as an experiment. Now, I don't think that any of this stuff needs to be shouted from the rooftops. Because if you post it on your social media platform, what you're doing, you're going to get a million different opinions. Because again, we all are unique and divine. you know, these groups that I'm posting these videos in, these are a safe space to do that, to ask for support and help. Just remember that if someone is reaching out and saying what their experience is, don't immediately say, oh, don't eat that, girl. You need to eat this. You need to eat that, because you don't know. Okay, you don't know what one person needs versus what another person needs. We are unique individuals and our needs are different, and how we reach our weight release goal is very dependent on our energy, where we're at, what our goal is, the beliefs, the programmings, all the things. It is very individualized. That is why one size does not fit all with a quote diet. Okay. It is my hope and my desire that everybody really begins to tune into their own body's wisdom and their soul's wisdom and their guides to get the information from themselves and not outside. Now, having said that, you're watching this video and it is perfectly great to seek help as needed, but not to rely upon it as the gospel truth. Anything that I say to you or that you see anywhere else, just, you know, watch it if you feel called to, and then just say, hey, is that my truth? Do I want to plug into that truth? And honestly, we should be more discerning about everything, especially in the state of the world that we're in. All right, is there anything else I want to say? I think that's it for step 6. I think that's it. So comment below what you thought. You know, let me know. Let me know what you think. Let me know how you feel, more importantly, and if this resonates with you or not. Okay, I will see you next week for step 7. Have a great day.